Alright everybody, what's going on? How you all doing? Just finished watching episode 6 of Death Parade, and just when I was sitting down getting ready to watch something like pretty serious, like the previous episodes for the most part have been in the case where we have two people going against each other, this episode was a complete turn and we get a little bit of comic relief, which I wasn't expecting, and I wasn't really like wanting per se. I kind of like the path that the show was going, but at the same time, the more I watched it, the more I absolutely loved it. The comedy in this episode was just flat out fantastic and was super hilarious. And this episode actually gets right to the start where we meet our first girl, whose name is Arita. They refer to her by her, like her, I think that's her last name, but I'm going to call her Arita because that's what I wrote down on my notebook. But we get to meet her, and at first she's not very, she doesn't give off the best of impressions. Honestly, in my notebook, I actually wrote that she seems kind of annoying, and she kind of does. It's not till the end of the episode that you actually start to like her for who she is. So she doesn't give the best of first impressions, but for the most part, she's alright. She's actually not a bad character. She's just kind of annoying at first, especially when you get to see who she's going off against in this game that they are going to be playing. She is going to be playing against an idol of a band that she really likes, and you get to see some flashbacks of just how much she likes this group and this person. She has posters on her walls and shit like that, which is a little. I mean, I understand, admiring someone, but this chick is a Fruit Loop. She is all about this guy. But for the most part, and did anyone else laugh when she hit the roulette button and they were both like, what the fuck? And then they go in the next room and their game turns out to be Twister? I never thought in a minute. I mean, you have darts, you had bowling, now we have freaking Twister? That seems kind of like a drastic change in game types. And actually, before I forget to mention it, I thought it was actually really cool that we got to see Ginty in his bar, which these bars are awesome. Decim has this really cool ass bar that's just like really dark and kind of like a classy type modern age bar, while Ginty, or Jinty, whatever his name is, has this cool, like, old-fashioned style Japanese bar, and I thought that was really cool. His bar was really cool. I liked how the bar was kind of upstairs and was just kind of, it felt more homey than Deckham's did, but I love both the bars. I want to go to these bars. These look like some really badass bars, but I thought it was flat-out hilarious that they are playing freaking Twister, and then all of a sudden things go to a pretty drastic change. They're playing regular Twister, and then all of a sudden the game changes completely. And I like how Jinty seems to, or Ginty. I'm gonna say Jinty, whatever, or Ginty. I'm gonna say Ginty. Never mind. But I'm terrible with names. But I really like that he seems to like his job, especially at the end of the episode when he kind of switches the game around. He seems to really like his job, and He's just a really funny character. He's just like I don't give a shit, and then once shit gets like dark and crazy, he starts to like his job. But this game of Twister pretty soon turns crazy, and each dot represents a different weather type, like super hot, windy, really cold, and then you get to the ending scenario of the game where it pretty much determines who's going to go where, and it wasn't something I was expecting. You have the weather changes. You have first hot, windy, and then cold, which the windy scenario doesn't provide very many glamour shots for the girl, especially when they got close up in her face and the wind was blowing right there. But anyway, there's a lot of weird stuff in this episode, like the dude can bend in ways a dude should not be able to bend. But whatever, I'll leave him be. He's part of an idol group, and I guess a prerequisite to be in an idol group and dancing is to be able to bend in ways that only women should be able to bend. But pretty crazy turn of events when you have like hot wind and then super ice cold, and then the floor just drops out from underneath them, and then there's spikes at the bottom. And then I like this girl's mindset. She has to pee so bad. And instead of facing the embarrassment of peeing herself in front of this guy, she's just going to jump out and land on the spikes. But then you actually get to see a little bit. I mean, pretty much the girl is pretty much full-blown comedy relief. You see her past, and she's just, I mean, her life is just pretty weird and hilarious. And then you see this idol guy who's really serious. He tends to sleep with a lot of women, and then you see how he dies, and it's pretty crazy. But I thought it was really funny how this chick died because she slipped on some soap. Like, yeah, it makes sense, but like, really? And even when they were playing her death scene, it was just like, I couldn't help but laugh. Like, I felt like a dick afterwards, but I couldn't help but laugh. And then the dude died by a freaking bomb by this chick he broke up with and killed herself. Her sister blew him up with a bomb, and it was... And then they even made that pretty funny. Like, he's just like, once he realized, he's like, oh, fuck. He's like super depressed. And this episode was just really funny. Doing the same thing as before. I mean, we get to see two characters play off in a game, but we get to see a little bit more comedy relief between the two, especially at the end when the girl falls down the pit and the spikes turn out to not be real and she has to change her clothes. She doesn't even care that she's dead. She just wants to get changed because she does not want to be in front of this dude while she kind of wet herself. And then she changes into this kimono and everyone's like, who the fuck are you? That was just hilarious. And overall, really good episode. And if you haven't watched it, watch till after the credits. That is the most hilarious shit I've ever seen in quite some time. It was just hilarious. Overall, really good episode. Did the same formula, but did it with one of the other arbiters in a new environment and with a more comedy aspect. Overall, I really liked it. I have to give this episode a 10 out of 10. I really liked that they did that they pretty much they kept the formula but changed all the aesthetics and made it comedy. It was just super hilarious. I really liked that they did something different and it worked just so well. I have to give this episode a 10 out of 10. Really great. Tell me what you guys thought of this episode and what you guys think of Death Parade in the comment section below. If you guys have any comments or you think I missed anything, also tell me in the comment section below. Also, if you could give this video a like, I would very much appreciate it. I love you all. Thank you all so much for the love and support this year in 2015. You all are amazing. I will see you all next time. I am out.